What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about HBAR today. Hedera Hashgraph at the request of Owen Lee. We're doing this for you, my friend. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. Okay, so HBAR sitting at about 28.1 cents right now. I hope nobody's too worried about the price, right? It's never ideal to see anything go down, but let's be real, right? From where you came, this is not that bad, right? This is not bad at all. It's actually very tame, very, very tame. There's a lot of cryptos, you guys, that have, sorry, over the past few days have dropped a lot more than this thing has, right? Overall, high to low, I mean, 40%, that's about average for the overall drops that we've seen. But recently, you've already had your drop. Recently, you haven't dropped too much more. On your daily RSI here, you literally are at the 50 bouncing right now. If today closes green, that's a really nice look, guys. Closing at the 50 bouncing from here, it's a very powerful signal normally. I say that right here. Look, you bounced off the 50 here, and it led you up, but inevitably you went down lower. So most of the time, it's a powerful signal, but not every single time, right? Here, kind of like on the opposite end of the spectrum, you rejected the 50 here, and that was a powerful signal to the downside. And then here, bounced off it right there, moved up. That was nice. It's not perfect, but I think with the overall kind of atmosphere to be considered, it would make more sense that you do bounce here and you probably do continue higher. I think HBAR, if we look at it like this, you had a little move up here, you consolidated for a little bit. You had a bigger move up here, you consolidated for a little bit more. You had a bigger move here than anything else, so you consolidated a little bit more. I wonder what's going to come next. It's probably going to be the biggest move. HBAR right now, you guys, anybody listening to this video, first off, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, but HBAR is about to make a bigger move now than it has since the beginning of November. If you liked what this has been doing so far, I think it's about to see a bigger move now. Going into the end of this year and the beginning of January, I think it's about to see a bigger, quicker performance over the coming weeks than it has over the past month and a half. So that's very, very exciting, and it makes sense that it would, because that's a pretty strong signal bouncing off that 50 there. The weekly RSI, very strong, got as high as like 93, 92, and now you're here down at these areas, down at the 77 area. It'd be really cool if this week closed green. You have 2 days, 20 hours left, 5% to the downside. If you could close this week green, you guys, it'll look like you're finding support at your 80 level on the weekly RSI, and that would be insane. That would just be so insane, right? You found support here last time at your 75 on your weekly RSI, right? Look at what it did. Look at what HBAR did in the midst of this move, right? Moved up here. You found support here. That was when you found support on your 75. You kept going up over the next 3 weeks, each week seeing 16%, 32%, and then the last week 14%. So double-digit growth each week. Then you had a drop, and then you persisted higher, right? So I definitely do believe that you've got more to go, HBAR. And where you're going to go, I can feel everybody saying, all right, that's nice. It's going to go higher, but where you're going to go probably would be anything from like 45 cents to 66 cents. I would think by the end of December, yeah. You're at 28 cents now, 45 cents being the more likely of the two, but 45 cents to 66 cents by the end of December. Now, by the end of January, I think HBAR will be at new all-time highs, period. And I really like this 2272 area lining up with the 1272 here. I think that by the end of January, HBAR really stands a solid chance of seeing prices around $1.20, $1.21, maybe just below there or just above there. You're at 28 cents now. HBAR, you genuinely have a chance to grow like a whole nother dollar from here, at least 90 cents, right? It depends on where you are by the end of this year. If you're at 66 cents by the end of the year, your chances of seeing this price are still pretty good. If you're at 45 cents, I would say they're still pretty good to see that price. You absolutely could grow that amount in the month of January. It's possible, right? I mean, hell, you grew this amount in the month of November. If you were to close here right at this current price this month, and you had that same growth all of January, that would take you up to there. So let alone if I'm predicting that you would close this month up at these areas, right? All I'm trying to say is it might sound crazy, but as the month progresses, as this month comes to an end, it might sound less crazy. As we get into January, I think it's going to be more obvious, because by the end of this year, guys, by the end of December, we really could be at new all-time highs. But the next target, to be completely fair, if we take all the other stuff away, all the future stuff, all the higher targets aside, the real next target would be about 45 cents, right? You're at 28 cents now. I would expect that you're at least there by the end of the year, but I genuinely, personally do expect that you'll be above that. Just do you reach 66 cents? Are you at new all-time highs? That's the question that remains to be seen. We'll see how it goes when we get there. But yeah, HBAR, undeniably, I would be surprised if it went lower from here. Let's just leave it at that. I would be surprised if it did. It can. Anything's possible. It can happen. But I mean, dude, look at your 4 hour, right? Look at what happens here, maybe just since you've been in your bullish trend. Look at what happens when you're moving up, and now look at what happens when you're moving down. You're getting overbought when you're moving up. You're not even getting oversold when you're moving down, right? Your time below the 50 here, you spend about as much time in your bullish phase, you spend about as much time below your 50 as you have here in your bearish phase. In other words, when you're strong, you're really strong. When you're weak, you're really not that weak, which tells me that the bulls are in full control. The bears are out of control. They've got no control at all. And you're about to rip, man. So HBAR, it wouldn't surprise me if like by the end of today, we're at sizably higher prices. Certainly by the end of the week, I would think that we close this week green and probably higher. And then let alone by the end of the month and going into January, it's gonna be phenomenal. So I don't really have anything else I want to say. We can look at HBAR on the ribbon just for funsies here. HBAR USD. 2-month ribbon, monthly ribbon. Looking, dude, this is cool. This is actually really cool. I would suspect that once this ribbon crosses, so probably either by the end of this month or sometime in January, once you get that monthly ribbon to cross, you might correct a little bit. That's pretty common actually. Weekly ribbon looks great, and then the daily ribbon, beautiful. So beautiful, man. One of the more bullish charts with the ribbons that we've seen actually. I want to look just because sometimes the market cap is different. I just want to see. Well, that's not. There we go. Oh, there we go. Catching up a little bit. I wonder what makes the computer decide which line comes out first. Like what gets the dominance in the order rolls. Oh, so the market cap is actually very bullish. You're not getting a bullish cross at all. You've been bullishly geared. So yeah. Anyways, guys, that's it. That's all I got to say. I was just looking at that for fun there. HBAR definitely found its low. There's no doubt in my mind that you found your low here. If you move down from here, I'd be very, very surprised. And if you did, it's possible. It can happen. And even then, that doesn't mean the world's over. It just means it's still a higher low, a good area to buy, not a good area to sell. And all those targets that I'm talking about, they'll still happen. It'll just be at a later date, right? Instead of like, what was the target by the end of January that we were going for? $1 or something, or $2 something. What was it? High to low. Yeah, instead of $1.20, maybe you're at like 78 cents, 80 cents, right? If we were to move lower from here, but still, from 28 cents, even if we move down, the idea that even in like your worst scenario, you'd still be at 70 to 80 cents by the end of January, it's a no-brainer buy for me here, man. And I'm very, very convinced that you don't move lower anyways. So I got nothing else to say. If you guys like the video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.